WavyOcho, I'm gonna react to how the street life could ruin Sheff G career.
I should show them the scars, right? Look, man.
More to come. More to come.
Look.
Okay, so your G stands for gangster. Like, how would you define a gangster?
Boom. Type of life I live.
Mass scars in his belly, bro. That's crazy.
Sheff G grew up in the streets of Brooklyn. He was born there on September 23rd, 1998 to a Trinidadian mother and a Haitian father. Sheff may have had both his parents, but that didn't mean he had an early life. He's been involved in street life since he was 12, and young Sheff had seen his fair share of prison cells.
Were you getting in trouble as a kid?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of trouble?
Getting locked up, fights.
Like, how old were you when you first got locked in?
16.
What was that for?
When it comes to rap, there are two types of artists. Some go in knowing they want to enter the industry and sacrifice everything to get in. And others are struggling people that have no plans to make it in the rap business and happen to get lucky. Sheff is definitely in the second category. He was inspired by pioneers of the drill rap scene like Chief Keef and G Herbo to start spitting bars of his own. Sheff dropped his breakout track, No Suburban, in 2017 and was shocked when it went viral.
Fans go hard, like you said, they comment, they do all of that. Was this exactly what you thought it would be when you first imagined it? What is it like in reality?
In real life, you would not expect to even blow up. That's like a movie. Yo, I can get a picture with you, picture with me,
According to Sheff, he never thought the song would launch his career. It was always just meant to be something he recorded for fun. That fun little song would be way farther than its creator ever intended. Not only was the track popular, but it also cemented Sheff G as one of the original top talents of the Brooklyn drill scene. Sheff went from nobody to having all eyes on him after No Suburban, and he didn't waste the attention. Each year, starting in 2018, the rapper dropped annual solo projects. The continuous song releases kept his career momentum, allowed him to develop as an artist, and establish his sound. Sheff dropped one project in 2018 and 2019, and came ready in 2020 with 3 more. 2020 was particularly a strong year for him as he managed to break into Billboard's top 200. It wasn't long that anyone...
That's fire. That's fire. That's fire.
watching the drill scene had to admit Sheff had talent.
Like they saying like Sheff is like Biggie.
What was it that made him stand out? For one, Sheff's got a deep voice that can't help but grab people's attention. He's also got blunt lyrics, and many of his beats take influence from UK artists, which gives Sheff's music a fresh feel.
When I dropped No Suburban, it went viral for many reasons. Like one of the reasons was because of my voice. It was me to the point where they thought I was from the UK.
Sheff was a young, hungry artist with a lot of potential. Every release saw him changing up his sound and seeing where he could improve. Sheff has established himself as a founder and top talent of the Brooklyn drill scene. The obvious question is, where is he? Why haven't we seen the next Sheff G track drop? If you know anything about drill rappers and where they tend to end up, you might be disappointed. But you can probably guess what's holding Sheff's music career back. It all comes back to his ops.
What's up? Oh, no, you're not scary, bro. You're not scary.
From day one of his career, Sheff was making enemies. His first song, No Suburban, wasn't just some random song. It was a direct response to a rival rapper in Brooklyn's track Suburban. While that beef helped fuel the track's popularity, it also got him some ops.
Slap you, Sheff. Bust your piñata. Bust that mata, stupid.
22 G's took notice of that sneak diss at him and responded in kind. The two rappers have continued taking shots at each other since the start of Sheff's career.
Chill, you rotting, bro. You went out your way to do a whole No Suburban too, my boy.
Did it harm Sheff to get an op this quickly in his career? Not really. Sheff never thought he'd be a rapper or that his song would get so much attention. But that didn't mean he was a stranger to having enemies. Sheff had been involved in life since he was a kid. All that had changed was now there was music involved in with beef. Sheff was a man of the streets, and being a rapper didn't change that for him. He still was ready to confront an op. He was still staying strapped, and he still had no problem messing with the law. all. The issue is that Sheff was living in New York. Cops hate the drill scene and want it out of their cities, and they'll do anything to have an excuse to lock a rapper up. Just last year, the NYPD analyzed drill music videos and used the info to arrest 20 people. They nabbed pretty much everyone who was a part of the Bronx drill scene. And if you want to learn more about that, check out my video on D-Thang. The NYPD isn't the only department cracking down. Jacksonville rappers in Florida are getting clocked too.
We have a rep for your arrest from what? Yes. For what? You want your lawyer, so I can't tell you no more, but you're being charged. What the hell?
And even the rappers who aren't doing time are getting blocked from performing or interacting with their communities. What's all this got to do with Sheff G? Well, it's all context for how we should be moving. When you become a drill rapper, you've gotta play it safe because the police are looking for any excuse to play you. Sheff entered the rap scene already having a hefty criminal record. He stayed clean for a bit, but had a brief period from 2017 to 2018 when he did some time. That caused a short break in his music, but Sheff came back strong, so it didn't hurt him much. He continued to stay out of trouble, and that was the end of it. Or was it? In October of 2019, Sheff and 5 other drill rappers were abruptly pulled from a festival called
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Brooklyn niggas got banned. Like, you know, these are Brooklyn rappers. You are like, you know, Brooklyn, like.
really loud they were meant to perform at.
And I was excited for you and Cass to hit that stage.
That Rolling Loud stage. It was disappointing for us, man, as fans.
For you?
The NYPD called the festival and identified Sheff and the other drill performers as safety risks due to their past criminal history. The festival didn't want to boot the rappers last minute, but they couldn't risk the department trying to shut them down. This was a big lost opportunity for Sheff to perform in front of a sizable crowd. While it wasn't his fault the NYPD went out of their way to mess with his performance, it was a sign he needed to lay low and stay out of trouble to protect his career. It hurt Sheff too. He took advice. That was mad discouraging. It made me feel like, you know what? I should just give up. To have an uncontrollable blow to his career come out of nowhere was demoralizing. And for a time, things only got worse. While Sheff G was filming a video for his song, Panic Part 3, the police stormed the place and shut down production. The message to Sheff was clear. As long as the NYPD
viewed him as a threat, they'd do whatever they could to get in his way. The only way forward for Sheff to protect his career was to lay low and
They had trouble for a while.
The NYPD will never love Sheff, but with time, if he stayed out of their way, the police would likely stop targeting him so aggressively. Did Sheff take the hint and keep his nose clean? Well, not exactly. What we're gonna discuss next is how the rapper gift wrapped himself to the NYPD. In January 2021, Sheff G was speeding down recklessly in a car with no license plate. Not only was Sheff driving recklessly in an unlicensed vehicle, but he was also strapped. Sheff was, of course, stopped by police, who found his firearm and took him to the station. I don't know about y'all, but I was always told to never break more than one law at a time. If you're gonna drive an unlicensed vehicle, then don't drive recklessly. And if you're gonna break traffic laws, then don't do it with weapons in the car. Sheff was driving wild in an unlicensed car while strapped. What did he think was gonna happen? Especially since he knows the NYPD has it out for him. Having a firearm in the car was such a miss too. New York has some of the strictest gun regulations in America.
You know, niggas, yeah, that's a fact, they do. You know, but, you know, niggas don't care. Niggas still like shooting going on here in New York.
It's not the place to get caught carrying, and Sheff should know that. This wasn't even the first time Sheff's driving had gotten him in trouble. He had been privately dealing with a lawsuit that was over an incident back in 2020. In August of 2020, Sheff zoomed past a stop sign and slammed his car into a women's Cadillac while fleeing the police. After impact, the car skidded around 200 feet. The woman involved sued him for damages to her car and body. Sheff's lawsuit was unfortunate, but it was nothing compared to the problems he got into over getting caught strapped. Sheff was sentenced to 2 years in prison and denied early release, basically putting his career on pause.
Nigga playing GTA on the island, bro.
2 years may not sound like a big deal, especially since Sheff is set to be released this year, but that's extremely long in the music industry. Getting locked up stopped Sheff from dropping tracks and it left him vulnerable to his ops. 22 G's called Sheff out and claimed he was getting extorted and played in prison. Sheff responded on Instagram, shutting the rumor down, but it still undermined him. He's an easy target in prison. Sheff may be getting released this year, but that doesn't mean the damage done to his career is over. If before they hated him enough to stop him from performing in festivals and filming his music videos, how are you going to treat him now? Sheff G may soon be out of prison, but he won't be free from the careful watch of the police. Sheff has cooked up a lot of great music. I think he's one of the more interesting acts coming out of Brooklyn, so I really hope I'm wrong about him. I want Sheff to come back from his time locked up and be successful, but I just don't know if that's realistic. Anyways, if you want to keep up with the drill scene and find out what happens with Sheff, make sure to
If he do come out, like, let me know, like, do y'all think, like, he's gonna, like keep his momentum, like, you know, and plus, what is your favorite song of Sheff G? Comment down below, bro. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, you know the vibes. We're just checking out you are.